Electric vehicles were supposed to replace everything by now. At least, that was the plan, but somewhere between charging anxiety, six-figure price tags, and the reality of how people actually use big luxury SUVs, the future hit a wall. And that wall looks a lot like a wealthy buyer who says, "I like the idea of electric, just not the inconvenience." That's the uncomfortable truth most automakers don't want to admit. Full EVs work brilliantly in small and mid-sized cars. They make sense in cities. They make sense for commuters. But once you move into large, expensive, status-heavy SUVs, the equation changes. Buyers don't want compromise. They don't want planning. And they definitely don't want to feel like early adopters when they're spending serious money. That's why the Lynk Co 900 exists, not as a protest against EVs, but as a correction, a quiet admission that the future of luxury isn't fully electric yet, and pretending otherwise is costing brands real customers. This car isn't trying to convince you to go electric. It's designed to make electrification disappear into the background of your life. And that's the real flex. Act 1. Why this car had to exist. For years, the auto industry pushed one idea relentlessly. The future is fully electric, and everything else is just a stepping stone. But reality didn't move as fast as the marketing did, especially in the luxury SUV space. Act 2. The big battery. Small engine philosophy. The single most important decision behind the Lynk Co 900 is its battery size. At 52.38 kWh, this is not a typical plug-in hybrid battery. It's closer to what early full EVs used, except here, it's paired with a gasoline engine that exists purely as backup. That changes everything. Most PHEVs give you a taste of electric driving, then hand you back to the engine almost immediately. The 900 flips that logic. Electricity is the default. Gas is the contingency plan. With up to 174 miles of electric-only range, most owners could realistically go days or even weeks without using fuel. City driving, commuting, errands, school runs, all electric, all silent, all smooth. And yet, the moment you need more, the car doesn't punish you for it. There's no anxiety about finding charges or waiting around. The engine simply steps in, quietly supporting the battery rather than replacing it. This approach respects how people actually live. You get the emotional benefits of an EV, instant torque, calm driving, smooth power without the mental overhead. The car doesn't demand commitment, it offers flexibility. That's not a compromise. That's intelligent design. Act 3. Why full EVs struggle in luxury SUVs. The problem with full EVs in the luxury SUV segment isn't technology, it's psychology. When someone spends premium money on a large SUV, they expect effortlessness. They don't want to plan routes around charges. They don't want to explain charging stops to passengers. And they don't want moments where the car feels like a limitation. Even in China, arguably the most EV-ready market in the world, buyers of big luxury SUVs consistently choose extended-range vehicles over full EVs. Not because EVs are bad, but because certainty feels better than purity. A vehicle that can go anywhere, anytime, without thought, fits the luxury mindset far more naturally. The Lynk Co 900 understands this. It doesn't frame electrification as a lifestyle choice, it treats it as a convenience feature. You drive electrically because it's smoother and quieter, not because you're trying to make a statement. And when conditions aren't ideal, the car adapts instantly. That adaptability is the missing link most full EVs still struggle with in this segment. Luxury buyers don't want to be pioneers. They want refined solutions. And until charging becomes as effortless as refueling everywhere, vehicles like the 900 will feel more complete than even the most advanced full EVs. Act 4. How the powertrain feels in real life. On paper, the Lynk Co 900's drivetrain sounds complex. Big battery, turbocharged engine, 3-speed hybrid transmission, multiple electric motors. Behind the wheel, it feels anything but. Most of the time, it drives exactly like a full EV. Power delivery is immediate and smooth, with none of the hesitation or mechanical noise associated with traditional engines. The car prioritizes electric propulsion so consistently that you often forget there's an engine at all. When the engine does come on, it doesn't interrupt the experience. It doesn't surge, vibrate, or announce itself. It works quietly in the background, stabilizing the system rather than dominating it. That's the difference between a hybrid that feels engineered and one that feels integrated. There's no need to manage modes or second-guess what the car is doing. You press the accelerator, and the response is clean and predictable. Whether the battery is full or partially depleted, the character stays the same. This consistency is what makes the experience feel premium. You're not driving a machine, you're being carried by a system that's already thought through the hard parts. Act 6. Size, Space, A&D Actual Luxury. The Lynk Co 900 is undeniably large. There's no hiding its footprint. But what's immediately clear once you're inside is that this size isn't used to intimidate. It's used to relax you. Instead of feeling like a towering machine, the cabin feels open, balanced, and surprisingly calm. Every row benefits from real, adult-sized legroom, not the kind that looks good on a spec sheet but disappears in practice. Even the third row feels intentional, designed for actual humans rather than occasional emergencies. What stands out most is how thoughtfully the space is configured. Nothing feels wasted. Sightlines are clean. The seating position feels natural rather than commanding. You're not perched above the road, you're settled into it. Act 7. Technology that disappears. The Lynk Co 900 is packed with advanced technology, but its greatest achievement is how little it asks for your attention. Screens are large, sharp, and responsive, but they don't dominate the cabin. They're placed where your eyes naturally fall, not where they'll constantly pull focus. The interface is clean and intuitive, reducing the need to dig through menus or relearn basic functions every time you drive. What's notable is how the technology works quietly in the background. Driver assistance systems don't feel intrusive. Powertrain logic doesn't demand micromanagement. You're never forced to decide how the car should behave. The system has already made sensible choices for you. Even features that are genuinely impressive, like DC fast charging on a plug-in hybrid, are treated casually. Being able to charge from 20 to 80% in roughly 17 minutes isn't presented as a headline, it's simply there when you need it. That kind of capability allows the battery to slot naturally into daily life instead of dictating it. Act 8. Price, Value, and Market Implications. At a price range of roughly $40,000 to $60,000 in China, the Lynk Co 900 offers an extraordinary amount of vehicle for the money, but focusing solely on price misses the bigger picture. This isn't about affordability, it's about alignment. What the 900 represents is a recalibration of priorities in the luxury market. Buyers aren't chasing the most radical technology anymore. They're chasing solutions that feel finished, dependable, and thoughtfully integrated into their lives. 900 doesn't ask buyers to compromise between comfort and electrification. It doesn't frame itself as a bold experiment or a statement piece. Instead, it presents electrification as something that should feel settled, mature, and invisible. That mindset is increasingly valuable. As full EVs continue to evolve, many buyers, especially in higher price brackets, are signaling that they want confidence more than ideology. They want vehicles that adapt to real-world conditions, not ones that require lifestyle adjustments. The 900 fits perfectly into that space. It behaves like an EV when it matters most, and like a traditional luxury SUV when conditions demand it. That flexibility isn't a weakness, it's the product. Whether or not this exact vehicle reaches global markets, its philosophy almost certainly will. The future of luxury electrification doesn't have to be extreme or binary. And the Lynk Co 900 proves that the middle ground, when done right, may actually be the most desirable.